Hi readers, it's Mrs. Carevo here, and today I want to talk to you about using the lingo of experts and knowing the word and using the word. So as you are going along in your research clubs, I want you to become an expert at your animal. So we're going to give this a go today. As you already know, any subject has its own set of terms. So for example, you have a list of special math terms that you use. You use addition, fraction, equal, equivalent, greater than, less than, the list goes on and on. Teachers have lots of technical terms too. We assess your reading with running records, and we call the class together. We call the class together for mini lessons. We support you with one-on-one conferences and with those anchor charts. Those aren't words that just anyone uses. These are tech terms that teachers use to talk about our subject. So I would like for you to think about something that you know really well. What are you an expert at? For some of you, it could be a sport, a hobby, a video game, an instrument, or maybe even a chore that you do at home. So I want you to think about this for right now. Keep that in your head. And whatever you are an expert at, we're going to try this with some words that you may know as an expert, but maybe somebody who's not an expert may not know those terms. Here's an example. Some of you may play soccer. If you do play soccer, you may be an expert at it. You might know some words like strikers, goalie, dribble, offside, or even corner kick. If you don't play soccer, you may say to yourself, I don't know what these words mean. That's because people who play soccer are more equipped and listen to those terms and use them more often than somebody who does play soccer. So here's where you can either pause the video or you can come back to this, but I would like to know, what are you an expert at? Think of words of that thing at, and I want you to kind of type them in and let me know what you are really good at. Okay, readers, welcome back. I want you to look at my word bank for penguins. I know everybody has a different animal, and I'm going to go over some words for penguins. Today, I want to teach you that when you become an expert on a topic, it is important to begin using the technical vocabulary or lingo of that subject. You need to talk the talk. Readers, here's the thing. For any topic that you ever learn about, it will be important for you to learn the technical language of the topic. So my suggestion as you're going through your research is to make sure that you're using it, not only when you're writing about it in the slides, but also talking about it. Let me give you an example. If you're learning about penguins, then you wouldn't say all the penguins stay warm, not because they have a layer of fat under their skin, but they stay warm because of their blubber. It wouldn't really be polite to say that I have a layer of blubber under my skin. Thank you very much. But talking that way about penguins reveals that you have expertise on penguins. Here's another one. So their homes, if you've been learning about them, you might have learned the word rookeries. That is their home. So instead of saying home, you could use the word rookeries. And again, that would give the other person some insight as to how you know that. You would be able to let other people know that you are an expert on penguins. It's key for you to know that the way to become familiar with the words is to begin using them, even if you don't use them perfectly, correctly. Researchers say it helps to personalize the terms by figuring out how they relate to your own life. Here are some words that I came up with for the penguins, and some of these may look familiar to you. And challenge is to maybe use some of those words in a sentence. I would like for you to be the reader who notices the lingo of whatever topic that you are studying. What you can do is start making a word bank as you research, and then use those terms as you talk. Here are some examples of some different word banks that you might make. Learning a word is about doing more than just figuring out a word and moving on in your reading. When you want to learn a word, you'll need to read it, understand it, and then use it when you write and when you talk. When you first see the word, you might kind of know what it means. Then, if you work to give a definition, you understand it even more. But when you use it in writing or talking, then it becomes a part of your vocabulary. I've given you an example that you can use, but by no means do you need to use this. You can make it your own. If you would like to use this, you can, or you can upload your own notes that you make. So, readers, today and every day, notice the lingo of whatever topic you are studying. Think about how the words are being used in the books you read. How can you use it when you write or talk? Reread the definition. Remind yourself what the word means. Don't forget about those glossaries at the end of the books. They will give you the definition of a lot of important vocabulary. Try to use it in a sentence. And think to yourself, what word fits with the topic of what I'm trying to say or write? All right, readers. So, are you ready to go find a word from your reading that you want to learn? Remember to figure it out, look up the meaning, and jot it down. Use this lingo when you are writing or talking about your topic in your research groups. Are you ready to give it a go? All right, off you go.